Hi everyone, it's Jackie Schomburg-Abstract. Today, I don't know how this is going to turn out. It could be a total disaster, but let's give it a shot. I'm using all items found in my bathroom. So this is the bathroom extravaganza. Toilet paper, scrub brush, nail polish, glass lens cleaner, some water, these little kind of like floss in between your teeth kind of things, bobby pins, toothbrush, and time permitting, / we'll see how brave I get, some of this bathroom spray. I don't know. Again, it could be a train wreck, but come on and join me. Let's see what happens. First things first. Start with the basics. Actually, I'm going to hold on to this. We'll see what happens there. Okay, toilet paper. All right, so this I think is going to be my main, well, I don't know. I'm not going to make too many assumptions. So I have all my stuff: toilet paper, nail polish, scrub brush, toothbrushes, these little flossy things, bobby pins, and water, and this bathroom spray. I don't know if this is going to do anything, but I feel like that would make it a very, very real experiment. All right, so I'm going to use those as my tools, and I'm going to get some paint. It only seems right that I would start with some fluorescent red, since I just got my Nova colors not that long ago. So new that I haven't put them in my my jars yet. So let me just sprinkle some. So I guess it's more than a sprinkle. All right. So the goal here isn't, clearly it's not, I'm not looking for the Met Gala to have me create something to wear out of these materials. And this toilet paper is the cheap kind, so it's already starting to disintegrate. But have no fear. I'm not worried about it. I want to get this thin enough just so that it dries while I'm doing this, so that you're not watching me dry the whole time and the whole thing doesn't turn to mush. But I'm really excited about this because I haven't done a true experiment in a long time. I'm gonna go with white, which may seem anticlimactic, but that's okay. And you know what? I'm not gonna use a scrub brush yet. I am going to use this, though. I'm going to use it a little bit differently. Mix some things together. Okay, I can already tell this toilet paper thing was a disaster. Not my best choice. However, the show must go on. So these little crumbles are coming off of it. But I can wipe those off later, because those will flake off once it's more dry. So not overly worried about it. I'm gonna add some Celadon. This is Titan Green Pale. If you haven't already seen my Celadon series, I did a couple of videos recently where I made my own Celadon. I did not have any left over for this video. So this is just a little scrub brush. I like to use the less stiff versions of this. Oh, these are these little things flying off. Interesting. The less stiff versions of these I like to use for cleaning veggies. So like carrots and potatoes, if I don't peel them. Whoa. But this is a really stiff one, so this is more like scrubbing, you know, the bathtub or the floor or something like that. All right, this is interesting. Where it's mixing, you can see it's turning a bit gray, and that's because these are, even though the fluorescent red is a very vibrant color and the Celadon is not, it's still, they're still complementary, red and green. So it's causing them to turn gray, like a more neutral color. I'm gonna go put this in a little pan of water so I don't lose this brush. Okay, got a pan of water for that so it doesn't get stuck up on me. And I forgot to get a toilet paper roll, but I had a paper towel roll handy. So this will be good. So now I'm going to add some yellow ochre. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this into at least 2 pieces because I don't know that it's going to dry fast enough for me to use again in this particular video if I don't. I'm going to add some quinacridone gold. And I'm going to add it. My hesitation is I like to use this watered down for many reasons. And this is certainly not watered down, but if I water down the toilet paper, it's for sure going to disintegrate. And all I have to do here is just spray this with a little bit of water. And it should give me, there we go, more of a glazing effect. And it just spreads a little farther then. And I'm using this just like a really, really low budget palette knife, I guess. So it's not covering all the little spaces because this paper is textured, but that's okay. This is all an experiment, so who knows what this is going to turn into. I don't actually love how this is basically highlighting any of the texture from this other fiber that's in here. But you know, when using bathroom products, these things happen. All right, how about some nail polish? I admit this is probably not going to work well. Let's just paint it around. I'll be interested to see if this acts as a resist at all. It's not very oily, but it's definitely, right, this is not a water-soluble product. Nor does it smell one, as I can smell all the fumes right now. Do some shapes. And if you have not seen one of my videos where I work on large paper before, you may not know that at the end of making this background, I will cut this up into several separate pieces, maybe 4 or 6, 12, haven't decided yet. So there will be, it won't be absolute mayhem as it looks right now. Probably. Again, this is an experiment. Who really knows what it's going to look like? This is the color on my toes right now. If anybody is wondering, yes, that is the case. My daughter's toes too. All right, I'm not just dumping this because I don't want to, because I actually do use this. It looks so purple. It does not look that purple in real life, but because this fluorescent red is so vibrant, this is really just kind of like a nice, well, I think it's a nice magenta color. This is, I use this one for a reason. This is an insta dry one, so it dries really quickly. I don't have the patience in real life to wait very long for my nails to dry, or I will never do them, which is why I never do my fingernails anyway. I'm looking for this high flow carbon black. And I'm using high flow because my theory is that because this paper is very textured, you can see up here and down here and all over the place, my theory is that this high flow will sink into the little crevices better than the other paints have. And I'm going to make some big marks. And this is cool because you can see where the scrub brush was. It's picking up that texture. That's really cool. Don't mind my hands. All right, let's do some more. Whoa. I'm intentionally trying to have parts there's a lot of black and parts where there's not a lot of black. I should be thinking a little bit more about placement before I put the paint on the roll, so I can aim a little better, but keep things exciting. And the black, I mean, it really highlights the texture, which is pretty cool. And from a compositional standpoint, I'm not worried a whole lot, but I am covering up sections that I'm not super happy with. And sections that I am very happy with, just because of how things are laid out right now. And because I know I'm going to be cutting this up, I am trying to spread it on different parts of this giant piece of paper. So I don't want it just to be on 3 pieces of the paper. If I cut it into 6 pieces, I want there to be some black on all 6 pieces. Clearly, how much black will be very different depending on what I've done and where. And because I personally like connecting things, I am working to connect some of these black blobs together. Obviously, this is all to my preference. Now, I wonder, I'm gonna use some water to see if I can get some light spots in here, but I'm kind of wondering, because it's high flow paint, if it's gonna work. Because I might end up just picking up the black, which I don't want. All right, well, it kind of worked over there. Let's try it here. See, it's kind of working, but the paint itself is so wet that it's not coming into crisp little dots. It's coming into more squishy things. Don't know that I'm loving that, but I can always cover over it with more black, so I might as well pick up the water where I've got it. And then don't forget to pick up the water in other places, because the spray did not only get on the black. So now this has gone from all white to a whole bunch of craziness. Craziness, I mean like bold excitement. And now I'm going to add some white back. And I don't know if you can tell, but some of it's changing to gray, and you can see it on the brush because the black wasn't completely dry. So let me try to get some of that out, because I would like it to just be white that's getting added. I'm pretty impressed with what has already happened with just a couple random tools. Now, is there more to be done? Absolutely. Is this a pretty cool start? I think absolutely. And you can always, I always try to add a little bit more to each layer than I think that I need, because right, I'm going to be covering up some of these with other layers. So what needs another layer? I think this one does. What about just some splatters? Always fun. No, this is not a great project to do when you're gonna go somewhere and meet new people because you will look like you've been digging in the trash, potentially. Whoops, oh shoot. I think I just splattered over something I didn't want to splatter on. Well, it's got more character. And can you really put a price on character? Nah. I'm gonna be adding some phthalo turquoise, but I didn't want to add it full strength. So I brought out my little paper palette. And I've got this, how much to use? Let's see, how about this? I bought these plastic paint palette or palette knives. I'm not sure I love them, but they're perfect when I'm looking around and don't see anything else. So that's why I keep them around. All right, this isn't all that much of this, but it should be fine. Okay, because my toilet paper experiment was so disappointing, I've decided that paper towels are going to be included in my bathroom supplies because, I mean, a lot of the time they are, right? People have paper towels in the bathroom. I want to add some areas here. And I want to experiment with this glass cleaner. So this is alcohol. So it should do something. And hopefully it will do something cool. Now the mist is so fine that I'm wondering if it's going to show up on this paper. I mean, not really. It's disappointing. It's just a little lighter coverage here. Bummer. That's okay. We'll carry on adding this turquoise. Where else do I need it? I think I need some up here. There. I didn't make all that much of it. So it won't necessarily be super impactful. But then again, sometimes less is more. All right, I'm gonna try just dripping this on here instead of spraying it. See what happens. Don't think this will work still, but all right, we'll give it a shot. So this one is super wet with paint. So the alcohol's on top of there. This one's not as wet. So if anything was gonna happen, not really happening. Getting a little bit of spots over here. I think what I'm learning is if I want to do fine detail work, I should not pick this particular paper, which is good to know because this does have so much texture. So what do I want to do here? Let me go on the side and see if any of the, no, it didn't really work. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that be. You guys are probably thinking, what? Oh my gosh, why is she still adding things? which is a fair critique. And with the paper towels, it may seem pretty clumsy, and it is sometimes, but I can also do a lot to kind of soften the edges of things and make it less of a transition between colors. Or I can kind of double down and make it really thick. And this middle has just been red for too long. Need some rest for my eyes. Not sure how it looks on video at this moment, but I'm guessing you could use a rest from your eyes too, for your eyes. Since I do have more tools here, I'm gonna use my bobby pins. And I'm gonna draw in here. All right, this gives me this nice little double line. That's kind of a fun detail. I can honestly say I don't believe I have ever used a bobby pin in my art in my entire life. So this is kind of fun. And I guess I'm pretending in my mind that these lines are like a bit of a string throughout this whole painting. Sorry about my creaky floor. I've tried doing music for filler in these videos and everyone either hates the music choices that I've made of the available free music, or it's just too much of me talking and hearing music. So hopefully you all still feel that way because you get to listen to my creaky floor as I do this. All right, well, I mean, I like this effect. Bobby pins, thumbs way up. Okay, things are drying quickly. So these are not gonna work for too much longer. All right, I'm really enjoying this right now. Put a bit more, I want that to be a bit more opaque, a little wishy-washy. All right, time to dry.